What's up, everybody? Welcome to chrismartin.tv. In this episode, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks you can use to take your video conference game to the next level. The coronavirus pandemic is wreaking havoc on what used to be classified as normal. The entire work paradigm has shifted so quickly, it's been difficult for a lot of people to keep up. Instead of working at the office and conducting face-to-face meetings, odds are you're relying on platforms like Zoom, Skype, or FaceTime to communicate with the outside world. While not new, video conferencing has become an integral part of everyday life in a short period of time. But just like other forms of communication, if it's not done properly, it can hurt the effectiveness of your message. Most people don't have full production setups like I do, but that won't stop you from being able to create a great look and a great sound for your video conference calls. So how do you take it to the next level? Here are some tips and tricks to help you communicate in a high quality fashion. Number one, camera angle and position. The single best way to improve your calls is by adjusting the angle of your camera and its position in relation to your face. More often than not, people start FaceTime calls or Facebook live streams while looking down at their phone. That creates the appearance of a double chin or makes your viewers look up your nose. So make sure that the camera, which is typically mounted at the top of your screen, is at an elevation somewhere around eye level. In addition to proper angle, proper distance is important. Keep your camera somewhere around arm's length away from your face. Those two adjustments alone will automatically change the look of your calls for the better. Number two, look at the camera. During any kind of video conference call, we have a tendency to look at the screen instead of the camera. Subconsciously, this can create a disconnect and make somebody feel like they aren't being heard or that you're not speaking directly to them. So try your best to look directly at the camera during a conference call, even if it feels a little awkward. Number three, lighting. Neither of the first two suggestions mean anything without lighting. The most basic way of improving lighting is the easiest and also the cheapest way. Almost every home or apartment has a decent-sized window that allows some level of ambient light through it. As long as the angle of the sun is not providing direct light through the window, you should be good to go. You can always soften the light a little more with sheer curtains or mini blinds that are adjustable. This tends to be a free option right out of the gate because odds are it already exists where you are. An important facet of lighting to keep in mind is the larger the light source is in relation to your face, the softer the light will be. Soft light helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles and blemishes. Take some time and experiment with the distance to the window or the angle you're using to see how best it affects how you look. If you want to take things to a higher level, or you're doing any kind of video conferencing after the sun goes down, you'll need artificial light. This can be anything from a standard desk lamp with a nice shade on it to high-end fixtures like the ones I'm using. When investing in lighting, please keep in mind that while you definitely could, you don't have to spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on lights. Some of the best lights for video conferencing are some of the least expensive. For instance, the Lume Cube Air VC kit, which as of the recording of this episode is currently priced at $49.95, is an awesome option that can be attached to almost any device used for video conferencing. It's small, battery-powered, and comes with diffusion bulbs to soften the light or make the color temperature warmer to match the surrounding indoor lighting. If you think that your video conferencing and content creation needs are going to be more regular, then investing in larger lights with more options may be where you want to go. Because I'm not currently seeing clients face-to-face due to shelter-in-place orders, I decided to use the gear I already had on hand to light my videos and conference calls. For this video, I'm using two C120D2 fixtures from Aperture. My key or main light is in a 36-inch glow octabox that is double diffused, and the other is in a 12 by 36-inch strip bank from Westcott, which is also double diffused. The total cost of this setup, including the light stands, is somewhere around $1,900. There are definitely cheaper alternatives that can produce almost the same look, but this is what I had in the studio available to me. There are a ton of other options, so do your research before purchasing a particular product, and keep in mind, the softer the light is, the better you'll look in general. Number four, sound. A good microphone goes a long way in helping you communicate your message properly. Bad audio causes people to mentally disconnect from a conference call faster than anything else. While almost every computer has a microphone built into it, it's cheap and it's not geared for high quality communications. In a pinch, you can use something like the earbuds that came with your phone. They have a built-in microphone and tend to be small enough to not be visually distracting. For a relatively small cost, you can invest in a high-quality microphone used for podcasting. At $70, something like the Snowball from Blue is a great option. I'm currently using the Rode NTG2 shotgun microphone, which retails for about $270. I use this microphone on set for all of my videos, but you don't have to invest that kind of money just to sound good. While we're on the topic of sound, it's incredibly important to make sure you maintain control of your environment as much as possible. Ambient noises such as other voices, appliances, children, animals, or a TV in the background can cause a distraction for conference participants. The louder and more frequent the distractions become, the less effective and productive your call will be. If you can't keep your side of the call quiet, you may be involuntarily muted. Try your best to do conference calls in an environment that is quiet and secured. Number 5, makeup. Toward the beginning of the video, we talked about proper lighting affecting your appearance. But if you want to go just a little further, makeup is the answer. A simple matte powder that will just remove the shine can do wonders in an environment where you've got some bright and harsh light. Typically, the softer or the bigger the light source is, the less you'll need makeup. But sometimes if you have a complexion that tends to be a little oily, a little powder is the answer. Any makeup you use should be free of reflective elements like sunblock or glitter or sparkle. If makeup is a non-starter, something as simple as oil blotting papers can do the trick. Number 6, background. If your background is static during the call, it likely won't be a distraction, but sometimes there are objects that draw the eye away from your face. Nothing should move during the call. Shiny, bright, or high contrast objects should be removed from the background if at all possible. If there's a window behind you, draw the blinds so participants don't see cars or people passing by. A non-strategically placed television that has moving content on it will also be a distraction. On the flip side of this topic, sometimes a background can be too plain or boring. While that's better than too distracting, it's nice to be able to make your look unique. You could hang simple art or install shelving. If there aren't any options available to you to dress up the background, you could resort to a virtual background, which is a feature offered on Zoom. But beware. You have to be careful with these backgrounds because they can be more distracting than the most cluttered real background. So those are my video conference tips. I hope that you find them helpful and you're able to use these to raise the level of quality of the calls that you're making or participating in. If you've got any comments or questions about one of these tips or a particular product, drop them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to chime in and give you my thoughts. So until next time, I'm ChrisMartin.tv. Happy video conferencing.